And we don't need the plan right now, so we can hide the plan. And we're just going to start with this floor here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to snap it to the bottom of the view. So we come to the bottom, and we're just going to come in. We're going to hold Shift right, make sure snapping's enabled, vertex snap, Shift right mouse button to snap the cursor to the corner. I'm going to turn on our overlays, make sure our overlays on. Shift A, mesh, single vert, add single vert. And then all we're going to do is come into vertex mode, make sure you're in vertex mode on the vert, press extrude, and snap it to the corner on the outside of the wall. And we're just going to do this the whole way around. Just snap E, 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 and we're just E, click, E, click, E, click, E, click, E, click, E, click. And once we get to the last corner, we're just going to select these two verts and press F to fill them. And you'll see there's a line that's gone across. If you don't see the dimensions on the line, you can come straight up here to this little vertexing and turn on edge length. And then this will allow you to see the edge lengths, whichever is selected. So if we come into edge mode and we select this edge, you can see that this edge is 5056 mils. And we're able to see all the lengths. So 496. This is really useful. And once we have all that selected, we have an object that's literally just a line. And sometimes you might have an issue like this. It's okay. All we need to do is come into the vertex mode and just snap the ones to the bottom vert instead. So we just snap them down to the bottom and make sure they're snapped to the exact corner. Once they're all snapped, and once they're all snapped to the bottom, we can just press A to select all of them, and we can press F to fill, and then now we can just snap it to the side views, and we can just extrude it down, and then that's that. Now we have one solid piece that covers the entire floor and the foundation, and then we do the same for the roof and the levels above. So for the front, side, left and rear elevations, we're going to set up our reference images properly. So if we come to material review, we have this plan at the minute, but this plan is an object. And we have the first floor done here, the ground floor. We're going to put the stairs in before we make the second floor, so we know exactly where our opening is going to be for the stairs. But for now, we're going to set up all our reference images properly. So we can do Shift A, image as reference, grab our floor plan, turn on overlays, click the floor plan, press Alt R to reset the rotations. And then we can rotate along the X 90. And we're looking at the front elevation from this side. So we're going to rotate Z 90. And we're just going to bring it down. And we're going to bring it in and just line it up here. Bring it to the front. Come over here to data. Turn the opacity down a little bit so we can see our walls. Snap it to the front view, and now we're just going to scale the plan up. And because it's a reference image, we can't move the pivot of this one, so this one's a bit more annoying. But once we have it, the edges lined up with the entire existing house, and we'll see here the windows should just be in line as well on both sides. So we have the front elevation set up. Don't worry about the height of the walls at the minute. We'll deal with that whenever we go to the second floor. We have that first one set up, and we can come over here and press only axis aligned. So only when we're viewing it from this axis, we'll see this reference. And then we can Shift D, duplicate it, rotate it along the Z 90, snap to this axis, and we're going to set up our left side elevation. Slide it right up. And don't worry about this. These walls are too high at the minute. We have the left side elevation set up, so we have the front reference. And once we snap to each view, we'll be able to see the elevations and the references. So we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to set up our rear elevation. So we're just going to get the same one. Shift D, rotate Z 90. snap it to this one, move our rear elevation up. So we need to rotate Z 180 this time. Sorry, we need to do minus. And then we're just going to set up our rear elevation. So on this plan here, we have our front, we have our side. We might want to bring the side one up in front of the house. So when we're at the side, we can see it overlaid. So now once we take this over here, so we don't see this one here from the back on the axis, we only see it from the front. And we're going to do the same for this one. We're going to grab the one at the thing and we're just going to do front. So we only see it from the front. And then we can just line up our rear elevation here, turn off snapping for a second. And that's the rear one lined up. And we do the same for the left side over here. Shift E, rotate Z, 90, minus. And now we have to do the same for this one. So we're just going to click on the other reference. We're going to click front, so we can't see it from the back. And then when we go to this side, we're going to do the same on the other one. It's already set. Let's go. And then we just line up our right side elevation. So, and what we need to do this time is hide our second floor here. Come to top view, select, and hide. And now we can come to this one and line up our right side elevation. And now that all our elevations are set up and our reference images, we can even just move this one closer if we want. And we've got all 4 references. So if we come to the front, the left side, the rear, the right side, they're all set up. Now it's time. We can press Alt H to bring back our other second floor. And what we can do is we can now move this on top of our first floor if you want. But before we do that, we're going to get the stairs put into place. So how we do that is we can hide this floor for a second and we'll show you here on the floor plan. This is where the stairs go, and because the arrow is pointing that way, it means the arrows are going up the stairs this way and then to the left. If we look at the second floor, they're going to continue around and go up again to the landing right here. So what we can do, we can start doing that right now. And for the previs, we're just going to use basic stairs here. If you want to model spindles and individual lathe pieces, we can do that in another video where we do detailed stair modeling. But for now, we're just going to go and block this in and do shift right mouse button. So first of all, we have this entire floor plan here. What we're going to do is we're just going to snap it to the front. Once we have all the walls selected, we can snap it to the front view. We can come into vertex mode, wireframe, select all the top verts, and we can just press G and just slide it down to exactly where the top of the windows are going to be on the first level. Once that's all there, we can do that. And that's the whole floor plan down to that level. And it looks like we missed a mesh. So what we're going to do is just make sure that we come into object mode and we have this one selected as well. Deselect this. We'll just grab these verts and we'll just bring them down to where these other verts are. And we need snap and turn on. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to put the stairs in. And to put the stairs in, we're going to just start with the vert, single vert, mesh, single vert, add single vert. And we can just extrude it along. If you know the width of the stair and you have dimensions for the width of the stair, do that. We're going to say that this is just 900 mils. And so now that we have this, we can do the height of the stair. We can just grab these two. We can extrude it up. So let's say the average stair is around 19 centimeters high. So we'll do 190 mils. And then we'll extrude it in maybe 270 mils minus. And then we're just going to use this and we're going to array this object. So we can just start with the object, come over to our modifiers, click add modifier, click generate, and click array. And then we can do, instead of the factor x, we want to do -1. So we want to do -1 to go to the other side. And then we want to do z by 1. So we want it to go up. And then we can just repeat the count. And in this case, we'll do 6. And we know because the second floor over here says it's going to have another stairs that goes up as well. So this is going to be the first 6. We can change object now and model the second part separately. So we have this first bit. If you wanted to, we could add another modifier, like a solidify modifier, and then add some thickness, and then do even thickness. And we'll have something like this. And if you have some issues here at the bottom, if you come into edit mode, we press, it's normally because the normals aren't corrected properly. So if we go up here and we literally come down to face orientation. And in this case, I don't know what's going on because it looks like everything's fine. We'll turn face orientation back off. And so let's say we have this first stair to here. We're just going to come in again. We can shift right click, snap it to the vert, shift A, add a single vert. You can extrude it across. First of all, we need to come into vertex mode. Don't forget that. Extrude it across, snap it to there, extrude it across, snap it to there, extrude it across and snap it to there. And then we can come into wireframe and select all 4, and we can fill. And that's that part done there. So now we can take this first object, and as soon as we know that the other stairs comes back on itself, it goes back this way, because if we go into the material preview, we just come over here, it comes up this way. We can take this stairs, and we can shift D, lock it to the Z, snap to the top. We could rotate Z 180 degrees, and then we can G and snap it back to here. So now we have that, and then we can just take this piece and we can press vertex mode, select the 4 verts, G, lock it to the corner, and then now we can just take our original stairs and just snap it between. But this is just meant to be basic blockouts to bring it into Unreal Engine, going off these floor plans and showing you the best practices. So once that's there, we have this. We're going to do the handrail. And that looks like these stairs kind of come slightly wider, so it's very easy to fix that as well. All we do is snap to the top view, bring your stairs out to where it's meant to go, to the widest part. Handrail's going to go in the middle here, so we're just going to come into the other set of stairs. And we can just come into wireframe, and because we moved the first stair, it's an array modifier, it's going to move all the stairs. You can come back into preview, and we can just slide it up to here. And we're just going to put that post there for now as the bottom handrail, and work off all as many references as we have. So come to wireframe, select it, G, come back to material preview, just make sure that this is snapped to the corner. And something like that will do for now. For the second floor as well. So now once you have the stairs kind of cut out like this, and we've got like kind of the rough idea of where it is, and also the floor isn't meant to be here, it's meant to be down the bottom. Once we have the stairs kind of cut out like this, we can just add our second floor. So what we can do is, in this case of this floor plan, it's the same floor on top, so we can just G it up, snap it to the top, GZ, snap it there. And this floor plan, we don't know how thick it is as well. We don't have the reference, so we're just gonna, it's definitely not that thick though, 100%. And so once we have the stairs like this, you're gonna have you need a hole. So what we can do is we can hide the second floor for a second. We can come up to the top. We can just add a cube, and we're just gonna get the cube to encapsulate the entire stairway. So right now we have it like this. We can just scale it along the X, and just make sure it lines up with the whole stairway. And once we have the cube like that, we can just scale it along Z. And then we can press Alt H to unhide the second thing. I'm just going to run a Boolean with this. So we're just going to grab the first object, grab the second object, come up here to Object, come down to Bool tool, and then just click Difference. And then that's the stairway cutout. If you don't have Bool tool there in the object settings, you're going to have to come up to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, Search, Bool. And then Bool tool is right here. So that's the stairway cutout. And now we're able to come back to object mode and we can hide the second floor if we want, or press Alt H to hide it. And now what we can do is we can start snapping the first floor to the top. So we're going to just grab all these and make sure we have no references or anything selected. And we're just going to G, bring it over, G it up, and G it to the edge. So we can snap on there like that. So that's the ground floor, the foundation, the stair cut out, and all the walls aligned on both levels.